planes flying overhead, but I'm just going to dive in because we're just kicking perfectionism's ass. Yesterday was so tender for me. I won't lie. I still have a bit of a vulnerability hangover. Not just from the post I shared, but from how the entire day unfolded, actually. Um, when you've been doing brave things for a very long time on your own, just deeply having to carry the weight of the responsibility for your own becoming in a way that is just kind of like suit up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and keep going. It is a very tender and unusual thing to suddenly have people around you, to suddenly have incredible, beautiful entrepreneurs who genuinely care about you and want to see you become everything you were born to be. Now that sounds delicious. That sounds like something that should be like in some kind of, I don't know, poetry book, right? Let me just tell you, it's freaking painful. Okay. Why? Because part of why it is so challenging to just come into the space and speak about anything is because you don't actually know how you're going to be received. Because when somebody's physically in front of you, you can calibrate how you're going to respond. If you have had a particularly challenging life, you would have learned from really, really young how to watch for micro cues to inform you about how you can better take care of the person in front of you. Or, I don't know, we can throw around fancy words like hypervigilance and what is this, hypersensitivity and hyper whatever the guano, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even give a fuck about the labels anymore. The reality is, what I do know is that I now have very deeply entrenched in my body this superpower ability to be able to pick up the most sensitive fluctuations inside of somebody else and then calibrate myself so that I can actually meet them lovingly. Now that's also very poetic sounding. However, that's not the case when you are just talking to midair, somewhere out there. It's not the case. The person who's listening to you, you can't recalibrate how you're feeling into what they are experiencing of you. You can't recalibrate that. You can't put a ribbon around it and make sure that it lands well with them and takes care of them. Okay? You just kind of have to like go for it and hope for the best, right? And then there's always that thing that happens that ends up being you crackling into the pain of misunderstanding, feeling misunderstood, feeling like you might have hurt somebody's feelings or done something that makes them wobble. I don't know, fill in the blanks. Now, I could just as easily be talking about a service that I provide in my business. I could just as easily be sharing about how coming into connection with my work, my courses, my private coaching is designed to help calibrate you at the deepest level so that you can come into such an activated, deep remembrance of who you are in your soul's truth, such a deep remembrance of what it is, what the fuck it is you are here for, in a way that is impossible to unsee, right? I can talk about the beauty of what it feels like to see a human being blossom into this magnetic, beautiful, shiny, delicious thing, right? That then starts to draw in things that they have dreamt about their entire lives. I could talk about all of those things and still default to not wanting to just bring my essence and risk that if more than one person that's in front of me is going to hear it, that it's going to cause some kind of, I don't know, misfiring. So what happened is, should I just give you guys the dirty? I had a breakdown yesterday. I just had a whole proper breakdown. I was talking about my future vision and a couple of other things, and just a couple of simple questions from this very loving crew just really unraveled me. And I lost the plot. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I can't do this. I'm not built for this. This is gonna land in a ball of flames. And I don't know how to even describe the texture of the softness and the care that I was met with. And all that did was just carry me just gently over this line of feeling like it's dangerous to be me. It's messy to be me. It's a big tornado of a storm of a chaotic, imbalanced, troublesome something. It's going to get me into trouble, that thing. It just softened it. It just took the edge off. It just was like a little pressure valve release. And I don't know that anybody waved a magic wand or tried to fix me. I just knew that I could arrive in this moment, and messy as it was, I know that someday I'll look back on that moment and understand that we were never built to do this alone. It doesn't matter how much of a fucking badass I am. It doesn't matter that it's amazing that I've somehow managed to keep a business running for 6 years without actually getting in front of a camera properly and doing this and bringing my heart and my authenticity and not scripting and clipping myself all the fucking time. It doesn't matter that I've been able to pull that off and suit up and march through my world like Joan of Arc. The point is, enter stage left, my delicious rainbow security blanket. The point is, ladies and gents, littles and jelly spoons, the point is we were not built to do this alone. It does not matter how much your nervous system has learned that is the only option available for you. You were not built to do this alone. I was not built to do this alone. Nobody was built to be able to pull off such gigantic harmonic release and activation within their soul on their own. So was yesterday really painful? Yes. Was it really beautiful? Yes. Was it really messy? You cannot believe. Was it worth it? Probably. That's all. Perfect timing. Plane overhead. That's a wrap.